Come in. Ah, it's you. Hello. How have things been? You and the others have done such a wonderful job building up our group. As your leader, it's so very pleasing to see the members of our community coming together to grow our ministry. Soon enough, we'll have enough members to fill a town. Imagine, a place for us to all call home. Without all those naysayers and their assumptions. Can you believe that they'd have the audacity to say that we're a cult? They haven't even taken the time to get to know us. Silly, I know. But enough of that. What brings you to come see me? For you to speak to me directly, it must be something very pressing. You want to leave the compound. See, this is one of the many reasons that I value you so much. You're always just full of jokes. You really want to leave? No, out of the question. I mean, why would you possibly want to leave me? Why would you want to leave our community? You feel trapped. By who? As part of my compound, everyone is free to do absolutely everything they want to. We only choose to stay together because we share that very belief. You wouldn't want to abandon us, would you? I'd even argue that you're freer here than you were before. Need I remind you of our mantra? To embrace your truest self through the teachings of our divine leader. Say it. Go on. Say it. That's right. Embrace your truest self. Those people out there in the outside world, they don't know you. They don't know your truest self. Not like I do. Don't you remember how you were before you came to us? I remember. This ministry was just a small building back then. I saw how miserable you were, diving into hobby after hobby, trying to find something to excite you and give you a reason to get up in the morning. I watched you walk by our little building day after day. I could see the desperation in you, the way your eyes would linger at the sign as we beckoned for you to come in. It was only a matter of time before you finally walked through my door. And when that moment came, I made it my mission to convince you to stay. To show you the true way to enlightenment and freedom. I've grown so attached to you since then, since that very first day you asked for my help. I couldn't stand to see you struggle through life the way you did. I knew I could show you a better way. I knew that with me, you could find salvation. And haven't I taken care of you since then? Didn't I accept you when no one else did? Didn't I give you a home when your friends and family turned their backs on you, simply because you wanted them to join you on your path to enlightenment? Wasn't I right? Didn't I tell you they'd forsake you? I told you, no one can accept you the way I can. No one can love you the way that I do. You can't leave me. You can never leave me. You know that, don't you? Where will you go? Who will you turn to? This community is all you know. It's been that way for years now. You threw your old life away to come and stay with me in this compound. All your worldly possessions became mine as you pledged your faith to me and my cause. And now, for you to suddenly want to leave, after all I've done to keep you here, it's quite disappointing. But I know it's not your fault. You're not to blame for wanting to leave. There's surely other forces at work here. Seeing by that confused look in your face, you still don't understand. Come, sit with me and I'll explain. Now, give me your hands. Go on. It's okay. See? You're shaking. You must have been so nervous to speak to me today. Do you know why that is, little one? Do you know why you were so scared to tell me you wanted to leave the compound? To leave our home? It's not because you were worried I'd be angry. It's because deep, deep down, you know it's wrong to leave. You've let those vile people of the outside world corrupt you with their hollow words. They've told you that being here with me isn't true freedom, that I'm controlling you, or that I'm even manipulating you. Such horrid lies. If you truly wanted to leave, you wouldn't have come here to confess to me. But you couldn't just run away from me, could you? Your heart wouldn't let you. Don't you see? Your body knows where it belongs. Whether you agree with it or not is irrelevant. This is why I can't have you leave, little one. Not just because you're one of my followers, but because I have a deeper, more spiritual connection with you. One that cannot be broken. You've been in this ministry for years now, so you must be at a high enough level to have read the sacred texts by now, correct? All but the last one? Ah, I see. Well, would you like to know what's written in that final book? Come closer and I'll tell you. In that final book of our ministry, you'll see that this world that we're living in right now has only but a few years left before it ends. A shocking and terrifying fact, I know. And as your leader, I have been chosen to survive that end and lead the creation of a newer, more pure world. Now, this is a feat that I certainly cannot accomplish alone, and that is why I've chosen you to accompany me. Yes, you. From those first moments that I saw those sad, forlorn eyes, I knew there was something missing in you, something that I could give you. You said you lacked direction, so I gave it to you, and now it's time for you to give yourself to me. Devote yourself to me. Become mine and we'll lead the masses as we usher in a new era. Don't you wish to prove your loyalty to our community? The people who have protected you and comforted you for all these years? Don't you wish to prove your loyalty to me? You don't want to leave. You can't leave. You can never leave. You want to stay here, in the compound, with me. Isn't that right, little one? These thoughts of running away are just whispers from the enemy trying to taint your mind. We've spoken about these attacks and how tempting they may be, and how it's your job, your duty as a devout believer to resist the temptation to desert me. You know that right here with me is where you belong. Think of how good it is to be here. Don't I make you feel safe? Even holding your hands now, you've stopped shaking. That's what a loving touch can do. And you love your family here, don't you? You love living in the compound. You love following my teachings. And you love serving me. That's better. I'm glad we had this talk. Well, of course I am. I'm not angry. How could I be angry? I'm happy we were able to dispel whatever evil the enemy had instilled in you. The world outside our walls can be a scary, scary place. Those heathens might try to lead you astray. So whenever you have these thoughts, don't feel ashamed to come and tell me. You should never keep secrets from your leader. You know that. But I am afraid that we're not done here. I'm worried that there might still be some urges left in you that we must uncover. Why don't you stay a little while longer and you and I can get to the bottom of this?